Before I get started with this commentary, I just have to say that I feel that it's a shame that I even have to make this commentary reiterating three stories that I talked about last year to prove a point about a recent story I just did, meaning the one that occurred with the young lady down in Florida, with the white guy inside the McDonald's. And if I'm talking like this today, it's because I think I might have a slight case of laryngitis, so I can't really inflect my voice the way I really want to. So y'all just gotta bear with me while I get through this commentary. But anyway, so I saw some comments under particular videos discussing about the young lady who had to defend herself against that racist white guy, and I'm only assuming that he is racist for what he did in that video. If y'all haven't seen it already, I put it up on my Black Junction TV account because I knew that if I put it up on YouTube, it would get taken down. And I saw some of the same comments over and over again. Why don't black men defend this? Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? And then when I saw some black men saying that we do defend y'all in the comments, some people were saying, prove it. Well, okay, I actually did prove that last year. If any of y'all are subscribed to my channel, and some of you are, but many of you had developed amnesia. Well, I'm here to remind you that on January 2nd of 2019, to give you a little update or, a little pickup, just in case you probably have forgotten, because some things may have occurred in your life to make you forget of events that happened just last year, to remind you of black men defending you. Let's start with this one. James Shaw Jr. Do y'all remember him? You should. He was only the guy who was able to disarm a white supremacist inside of an Alabama Waffle House last year in April. Unfortunately, 4 people did lose their lives. I think there was 3 of them who were black, and 1 of them was Hispanic. But most of the people that was inside of the Waffle House at that time were black, and I'm sure some of them were women. And he was able to disarm this man, take a high-powered military arsenal away from him and disarm him. The only thing I wish that he could have did or should have did was actually off the prick right then and there. But he didn't, and he was hailed a hero. And it's unfortunate because some people in the media didn't really give him his props the way that they should have. But I feel that me even talking about him now, he'll continue to get more props, going forward. I know that he got some kind of some kind of medal for CNN Heroes last year, for what he did. So that's good that they are still somewhat acknowledging him, but he should get way more praise than what he did, because he was indeed a hero. The next person I would like to talk about is Derek Brown. Do y'all remember him? You should, because he was the guy in Florida at a Walmart who defended this black woman who I believe I think she was pregnant from this racist white guy that was getting into it with her in the parking lot. Remember, I told you white people have some of the worst road rage ever, whether they are on the main road or inside the parking lot of a busy place. And I noticed that a lot of them like to do this shit in Walmart. I don't know what it is about them in Walmart and them chimping out in the parking lot of a Walmart, but that's just their thing. But anyway, he defended her, a woman that he did not even know. He saw her, was getting into it with this white guy. This white guy literally was approaching her and was getting ready to hit a pregnant woman and didn't care. But he came in and he stepped up and he defended her. He got into it. The white guy charged at him. And he ended up hitting him. And it didn't even look like Derek hit the guy that hard. And he just got all dramatic. Like white people love to get very overly dramatic, especially when they have an audience. And he really had no one on his side. We didn't really hear much about what happened to the white guy after that. We really didn't hear much about what happened with Derek Brown after the fact. But the story itself did go viral, and he did get a lot of praise behind that. And that was another instance where a black man was defending a black woman. Now, the last case I wanted to talk about, and now this one's a little bit more tragic because unlike the first 2 I mentioned, this person actually lost his life defending a black woman. But not just any black woman. This woman he actually was in a relationship with, and that's Marquis McLaughlin. Basically, with this story, you had a man and woman and their child, or her child, in the parking lot of a convenience store. She was parked in a handicap spot. The white guy came out. He got upset just because she was parked in the handicap spot. I don't know what it is, like I said, about these races in parking lots. I don't get it. He was inside of the store. She was in the car with the child. He came up to her window and started talking a whole bunch of shit. Marquis saw from outside what was going on. The white guy was literally trying to attack his girlfriend while she was in the car. He comes out and does what he has to do, and he throws the guy to the ground. And then what ends up happening after the fact is that white guy pulls out a gun and he shoots and kills Marquis McLaughlin. And this happened in Florida. And unfortunately, because it did happen in Florida, that white guy instantly said that he was standing his ground. And then I already knew where they was trying to go with that. He was trying to get off with murder. Now, I don't remember, maybe someone in the comments can refresh my memory, if the guy actually did get away with it or if they just said, no, we're going to go forward with it. But I think they did lower the charges from murder down to manslaughter or something like that. But you know how Florida is with that whole stand your ground law thing. But those were 3 examples right there I wanted to give where people, when people say that, oh, black men don't defend black women and things of that nature. I said, how quickly do you forget? I got tired of seeing so many of those comments yesterday and even into today when it came to that particular story. It's just amazing how when people looked at that video, they saw that those couple of her black co-workers didn't step in and didn't want to help her. But let me tell you this, in case y'all didn't know or watch the video, I actually went to a reliable source who actually was there, and they said that this woman was a trained boxer, or she took boxing. So that's why when you look at how her hits connect, they weren't all wild, they were well-connected hits. And that's probably why they were trying to pull her off. And they saw that she was able to defend herself. That's probably why they didn't step in. Now, if this guy started to overpower her and they didn't do anything, I would have definitely been a little bit more upset behind this. But she was definitely holding her own. And you already know the media is probably going to try to spin it and say that she was the one that attacked him first, even though video clearly shows that he was the aggressor the entire time. What you should really be mad at is the fact at that manager for not kicking the guy out or calling the police right then and there and allowing the man to come back in and then go forward and then attack the manager. That's the part they don't tell you about because it wasn't shown. But like I say, from who I heard it from, who posted this video, who was actually there, he said he came back in and attacked the manager. But they should have nipped it in the bud right then and there. But I do give her props for holding her own. Remember, I kept saying that black women need to look into taking martial arts or some self-defense classes. Clearly, she's already ahead of the curve of many of the ones that I'm giving that message to. Because you are the soft target. I even saw some people leaving, those kinds of comments under the video about Jasmine Barnes saying, where are the black men at? Where are the black men at? And all this, that, and the third. So let me get this straight. Every time something happens to a black woman and there's not a black man around, is there a bat signal that should go up in the air? So we throw on the cape like Superman and just fly into the rescue and everything like that. We are not every single place. That's why I will reiterate something that the one of Z said. Travel in packs. They know who a soft target is. They know who to go after. And they really left it broad because we still don't know who did this attack on that girl and her family. They left it real open, and I heard that he didn't even have tags on his truck, and they gave a real broad, vague description of the guy, so that's going to be very hard for them to find out who it is. Hopefully they do find him, but don't use this as an example to turn this into a gender thing. I said we in the black community have a very bad habit of doing that. It shouldn't even be about that. It's the fact of the matter is, with this particular story, that this black woman was able to defend herself against this guy. Point blank, period. But that's really all I had to say as it pertains to this right here. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one. And like I said, in case y'all forgot about the 3 stories that I just talked about, declare this as a reminder. Because I don't forget.